Hey, g'day, Tim and Justin. We're going to talk about retail in 2025. It's only a couple of weeks into the year, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity because you guys talk to retailers every day, and we talk to all different sorts of small business retailers, and I think it gives us an opportunity to see what we're seeing out there and kind of take the temperature of what 2025 might look like. So, if you don't mind, I might just kick off and say that the retailers that I'm talking to and kind of what I'm hearing from them is people are optimistic about 2025. They're seeing that things are changing. There are opportunities out there. You've got retailers engaging with AI to do some pretty smart things in their businesses, and we're certainly facilitating that in our POS software. But the other thing is we're seeing retailers who are playing outside of what's traditional for their businesses. I've seen more garden centres move into doing hospitality within their businesses, or more bike shops doing, say, coffee within their businesses, or even seeing a local game shop converting their business into running in-store kind of parties and events. They're doing it just up the road here. And so small business retailers are being, I think, more flexible and interesting. I just wonder if you're seeing that kind of in what you're seeing out and about. So, Justin, what about you? I know you're on the Gold Coast, but what are you seeing with people you're talking to?
Yeah, well, look, you mentioned events. I was only talking to a business, I think about a month ago. They were in fashion, and they did like Western wear. So basically, they noticed a drop in their online sales compared to in-store. So obviously noticed a peak in their in-store sales. So they attributed that to events they were starting within the business based around certain brands, just for their local customers. So I think it's going to sound like a plug for our software, but they were using an online, e-commerce platform to sort of handle both. But that's what prompted them to sort of look elsewhere to capitalize on that in-store stuff and, find more functionality around, software that might handle or help handle events in the business and sort of market out based on that.
Okay. And Tim, what about you?
Yeah, look, you know what? I would agree with that. The kind of, I guess, diversification that we're seeing. I'm in the Adelaide Hills, and I was in Hahndorf, not far from me the other day, just prior to Christmas actually. And well, firstly, it was crazy busy, unbelievably busy. But a lot of businesses, you're kind of seeing where they might add in, a retail store, and they'll add in a cafe and start selling coffee and whatnot. We've got one customer there. They actually have really, really nice shop. At the front, they've got their products, and out the back, they've actually dedicated a space to a bit of a museum demonstrating how they source their products, how they're made. There's tools that, demonstrate the process. It's, yeah, fascinating, and just, kind of changes the landscape of that retail environment.
And that's in Hahndorf.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah.
Right. It's interesting because I do think that 2025 is going to be a year of change. I think we're going to see retail evolve partly because of AI tools and things that are out there that are kind of guiding and encouraging retailers. You're going to see bigger businesses chasing the business that smaller businesses might have usually got, but you're going to see smaller businesses be more efficient. I want to give you one example of that. So this is a really cute little retro robot. I have it on my desk because it's probably one of the most favorite things. We have this in one of our shops that I own in one of my other businesses. And so we're trying to sell this online. And I'm looking at this thing and I don't know what to call it. I don't know how to describe it. And I was kind of getting in my head about what I do, how I describe that in the point of sale software. And then I remembered, and I should have realized this straight away, but there are tools within the POS software, AI tools that will do that for me.
Yeah.
So I had to do it. And in an instant, I had the description, I had the details, and it was loaded on the website and it's selling.
Yeah.
And that's an example, I think, of where smart stuff is going to help us because in small business, sometimes we can get caught up and we look at something for so long, we're just spinning our wheels.
Yeah.
And and I know you guys know in our software, we've got tools that help you jump beyond that through these AI tools that help us be faster and smarter at doing these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And look, I would say, just off having meetings with customers and prospective customers, the ability in the software just to scan a barcode and have it automatically search for that information as well is a huge time saver in that same sense. Like not
Yeah.
having to, put the description in if it's a maybe it's a product with a really long description. It's just automatically populated. It's, yeah, a real game changer.
So I
Yeah.
know the answer. So let me be ask you a pretend question. Where is it getting that information from, Tim?
Well, it's getting that information from a website called Barcode Lookup with, I think it's up to 1.3 billion products in that database.
Wow.
Yeah.
And look, easy for customers to test it. You can jump onto that website and put a couple of barcodes in for products they sell, and it'll show you whether they're in there. And yeah, fantastic. Bike shops, mobility, firearms, all of the industries we work in, there's products in that database.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that number's growing rapidly. Like the more suppliers that find out about it and putting their products online, as Tim said, it sort of covers, most industries.
And Justin, when you're talking to people, you're talking to retailers, is AI coming up in the conversation about how AI can help in small business retail?
You know what? It's not like from them, but as soon as, you pointed out the tools that we've got within the software, we literally show them a couple of things in the software and they're blown away just by, how much time it saves them, firstly, to Tim's point, getting the product into the database, but also sending that across to the website as well, ready for online sales. So yeah, look, the question doesn't come up initially, but when we certainly put it in front of them, they absolutely love it.
Okay. Now, we don't want to obviously talk for too long about this, but to sort of round it out, Justin, the retailers you're talking to, are they presenting as optimistic for 2025?
Yeah, you know what they are. As I said from the start, I was talking to a customer and they're sort of focusing more on, in-store stuff. They feel like the last couple of years has sort of been all about online, but they're noticing a spike in their in-store sales. So yeah, they're sort of capitalizing on that and seeing what they can do to, yeah, as I said, capitalize on it. So yeah, they are.
And Tim, what about you? What are people saying to you about their optimism or not for 2025?
Yeah, yeah. Look, I would say the same thing. I think, a lot of the people I've been speaking to have, come off the back of a pretty good Christmas period. Now they're just looking to make some of those changes to help, like putting in better tools for loyalty. Some of the ones I've spoken to are looking to reduce costs as well, and that's, why they're coming to us. So yeah, I don't know. I think certainly from the retailer's perspective, I'm optimistic, but I don't know. Internally, I think we're going to see some good growth as well.
Look, and on that, I'm glad you mentioned that. We're recording this. We're just sort of into the third week of January, and we're having a pretty good month on the back of a good December and a good November and a good October. And for me, that tells us that you've got retailers out there actively working on their businesses, working to improve their businesses and make the businesses more profitable. And that's our focus as a software company, is to create software that helps them enjoy their businesses more, but also fundamentally helps them make more money, because if they make more money, then the business itself is able to do so much more.
Mm,
Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's wrap it up. Thank you for joining in. Is there anything that either of you would finish up with about 2025 and retail?
No.
Look, no, I don't think there's anything
Yeah.
from me. I think we've kind of covered it.
Because you're not great with questions on the spot, are you? All right, thank you, guys.
No
Cheers.
worries.